Welcome into NBA Now. I'm Chase Senior. Give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. And make sure you hit that red subscribe button down below for the most informative and entertaining NBA coverage right here on YouTube. Let's get to the latest NBA news and rumors. We start off with Ben Simmons because Ben Simmons trade rumors continue to circulate all across the NBA stratosphere. According to The Athletic, the Timberwolves have continued trade discussions with the Sixers on Ben Simmons. But there's a snag in these negotiations because the Timberwolves' lack of win-now assets have really halted a lot of the talks, according to The Athletic. And the Sixers' asking price still remains high, and it should. I don't think Daryl Morey is going to get back a James Harden-like package, which has been reported for the Sixers' asking price to be. I do think, though, that the Sixers can get back a quality all-star. A couple years ago, we were talking about Ben Simmons being involved in trade discussions for players like Devin Booker, as well as James Harden. Earlier this offseason, Damian Lillard. I'm not sure a player-for-player swap sending Ben Simmons elsewhere is going to get you an all-star caliber player like that. I do think you can get an all-star caliber player back, though, maybe like a CJ McCollum, Colin Sexton, or De'Aaron Fox. All three of those guys are really good and fill the Sixers' needs. Here's what The Athletic had to say in that most recent report. Patrick Beverley's status as a veteran with playoff experience may also make him a little easier to include in a possible trade offer for Ben Simmons from the Minnesota Timberwolves. While certainly not anything close to a headliner, Beverley's defensive chops and ability to hit open threes would help Philadelphia. I think for the Sixers, this report coming from Adrian Wojnarowski, if they're going to trade Ben Simmons, they've got to get back players right now who continue on that Joel Embiid timeline of having an MVP-level player in his prime that you're trying to win championships with. And that's a hard package to get back for Ben Simmons right now. There's a very distinct possibility that he's going to have to come back to training camp with the Sixers next season. If I'm the Sixers front office, going back to those Timberwolves rumors, and the T-Wolves offer me up D'Angelo Russell and Patrick Beverley straight up for Ben Simmons, I'm good on that. I'm pressing pass. I'm not making that deal. I think D-Russ is like a James Harden light. I worry about his efficiency as a playoff player. And Patrick Beverley, his bulldog and dog mentality would certainly fit well in the city of Philadelphia, but he doesn't give you a lot offensively, and honestly, he makes some maddening mistakes on the floor, both offensively and defensively. So I think it's good for Daryl Morey to wait this out and wait until you can get a sizable package back for Ben Simmons that helps your timeline right now to surround Joel Embiid with legitimate talent so that you can chase an NBA championship. We do have a Sixers channel now at Chat Sports, and we launched it about a month ago. We now have a new name for it as well. It's called Sixers Now. Are you subscribed yet? Because almost 1,600 people already are. If you are subscribed to the best Sixers news and rumors channel on YouTube, get into the comment section and type me. If you're not, go to youtube.com/76erstv or hit that red subscribe button down below because we're going to continue to pump out the best Sixers coverage. Next up in the NBA rumor mill, does Damian Lillard want to be a Philadelphia 76er after sending out a pretty cryptic tweet over the weekend? Let's explore it. So Lillard has never requested a trade, even though these Damian Lillard trade rumors have been flying around like crazy over the last several months, but he has let his frustrations be known about the Blazers' direction, their lack of playoff success, and what they did in NBA free agency by really only bringing back Norman Powell. They brought in Cody Zeller. They signed Tony Snell, and that was about it. And I'm not sure the Blazers, as a starting five, as an entire roster, are all that much better than they were last year when they got outed in the first round of the NBA playoffs. That's why Damian Lillard has been frustrated. And the belief as of now, according to some people that we have talked to, as well as NBA insiders, that Lillard is going to start the season with the Portland Trail Blazers. But it's my belief that if the season gets off to a rocky start, that's when Damian Lillard could request a trade as we get closer and closer to the NBA trade deadline. Of course, whatever happens on the Dame front, we'll cover it for you here at Chat Sports. And the Lillard to Philly rumors have also been robust because the Sixers have the assets to give up for a player of Damian Lillard's caliber, but also it'd be a seamless fit to pair up Dame as well as Joel Embiid, making them one of the most lethal 1-2 punches across the NBA. Why are we talking about more Damian Lillard to the Sixers rumors? Because One guy on Twitter was listening to Damian Lillard's new rap album, and I gotta be honest and keep it a buck here. Dame as a rapper, he's got bars. But Sixers D tweeted this at Dame saying, "Yo, bro, this new album is fire. I'm gonna get all of Philly to listen to it, bro." And Damian Lillard quote tweeted that by saying, "Do that." Damian Lillard ain't stupid. Damian Lillard knows what's going on. He understands that he's been involved in a lot of these potential trade discussions, and one of the destinations reportedly that he'd like to go to, the Philadelphia 76ers. And by sending "do that," man, he's lighting these rumors on fire, and that's why we continue to talk about it here at Chat Sports. Dame in a Sixers jersey, gotta be honest, looks pretty fire, looks pretty dope. Him and Embiid would be so entertaining to watch over the course of an 82-game season, as well as in the playoffs, because Dame and Embiid, the compliments that they are able to give each other with their respective skill sets, I think the fit would be absolutely lethal. Dame in a Sixers jersey, after looking at that jersey swap, get into the comment section, Philly. Type F for fire, type I for icy. Be sure to get those votes in down below. How about the latest on Dame as well as CJ McCollum? CJ hopped on the Woj Pod with ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, talked about the Blazers as a franchise, Damian Lillard possibly asking for a trade, and the fit between McCollum and Lillard. Some fascinating tidbits that came out of that podcast, so we'll get to the most noteworthy quotes here. Here's CJ McCollum starting it off by saying this: "I have a pretty good sense of where Dame is at, and I think his goal, it's to win a championship. At the end of the day, that's what we all want. We want to put ourselves in the best position to win a title. Dame is all in. I think at this stage, I can say that he's all in. He just wants to win at the end of the day." CJ, we know this. We know that Damian Lillard wants to win. That's why he's put pressure on the Portland Trail Blazers organization to bolster up the organization and the roster around him. They've neglected to do so, though. And the backcourt of Dame and CJ really hasn't worked out in terms of postseason success. Dame has been in Portland since 2012. He's put together one of the most efficient and highlight reel-worthy careers offensively of any guard that we've seen over the course of NBA history. But that lack of postseason success is really the only thing missing from Dame's resume. They made it to the Western Conference Finals only one time back in 2019 and got swept. So we know that Dame wants to win. Is he going to be able to do it in Portland? And if the answer to that is no, that's why I think he could request a trade at some point over the next several months. CJ McCollum, more with Woj, saying this: "On all accounts, based on what I've heard, based on what I've seen, I think Dame just wants to win a championship, and he wants to do it in Portland." The most noteworthy element of that quote right there. We've talked about the parade route. We've shared what it would be like, what that would feel like. So as of right now, CJ McCollum, he's been alongside Damian Lillard in that Trailblazers backcourt for several years now. I think he has good insight, good intel as to what Dame is thinking. Will Damian Lillard get traded before the year? That's the question we're posing for you right now. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Get those votes in down below.